For more on this, we're joined by Asia One Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Mallick, live from Islamabad. Anas, can you tell us more about the meetings of Field Marshal Asia Munir with Iranian officials in Tehran?
This is a very, very important and significant visit that is being undertaken here by the Pakistani Army Chief Field Marshal Sayyid Asia Munir with a high-level delegation that also comprises of Pakistan's Interior Minister Senator Mohsin Naqvi. Why is it important? It comes in the backdrop of that Pakistan's commitment towards peace in the region. It comes in the backdrop over those hostilities in raging hostilities in the Middle East and in West Asia, and Pakistan that continues to facilitate dialogue, that has been encouraging dialogue between the United States and Iran. That is why this visit is really important. This is the fourth visit that the Pakistani Army Chief Field Marshal Sayyid Asia Munir is undertaking since the hostilities began in West Asia, or the war on Iran began in February this year. The first visit having taken place for 3 days in April, then a 2-day visit in May, then a day-long visit in July, and now again he's back in Tehran in August. He's expected to be meetings with General Abdullahian, pardon me on that. He is the Chief of Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces. He's also met him previously when he was there in the month of April in his capacity while he visited at the Khatmul Anbiya headquarters, the Iranian military force headquarters. He's also expected to meet the Iranian IRGC head, Major General Ahmad Wahidi. He's expected to meet him. He's expected to meet the Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, General Mohsen Rezai, who's a representative of the Iranian Supreme Leader. So a very consequential visit. And of course, let's not forget that in the context of this visit, we saw at least 2 telephone calls that were publicly announced by the Iranian side as well, that had taken place between the Pakistani Army Chief and the Iranian Foreign Minister Sayyid Abbas Araghchi. It was also pertinent to mention that Reuters has been reporting, citing their sources, that at least there has been a contact that has been made between the United States President Donald J. Trump and the Pakistani Army Chief Field Marshal Sayyid Asia Munir, and ahead of his departure to Tehran, where the US side has insisted and rather requested Pakistan to use its influence so that the Iranian side could be brought back on the negotiating table. There's an anecdote. Will the Iranian side be willing to come back to the negotiating table or not? That's a bigger question. But clearly, for now, for the time being, it would not be wrong to say that, led by Pakistan in a bid to ease up the tensions in West Asia, diplomacy is not dead. Asia.
So, Anas, do we know who is accompanying Field Marshal Asia Munir on this visit, and what role are they expected to play?
Well, Pakistan's Army Chief Field Marshal Sayyid Asia Munir is being accompanied by Pakistan's Interior Minister Senator Mohsin Naqvi. In the pictures that came through officially from the Inter-Services Public Relations, the ISPR, the military's PR wing, we saw that there was also Major General Kashif Abdullah, the Director General of Military Operations from the Pakistani side, who is there in the Pakistani delegation. Why is the composition of this delegation important? Naqvi has been a key member of Pakistan's mediating team. He's been there in Tehran at least 5 times now since the war. In fact, 6 times now since the war on Iran began. So Naqvi being there, it gives a message that Pakistan is very serious, and Pakistan would want to have the resolution of the hostilities, the issue of hostilities in West Asia and Middle East at the earliest, and that is what the composition of the Pakistani delegation is. Asia.
So now, Anas, what are the key issues on the agenda, particularly regarding the stalled US-Iran peace process, sanctions, and also regional security?
Well, I think the ball would largely lie in the Iranian court right now. What would be that American commitment to show their sincerity? The Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding was signed. It was signed on the 17th of June. The Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding is in abeyance, is in suspension, does it hold? That's a question for the parties to answer. Islamabad says that the logic of escalation, once that is exhausted, then the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding will pave way for the parties to come back to the negotiating table. The ceasefire was extended for an indefinite period. The 60-day ceasefire period that ended exactly a week ago on the 17th of August. So, I mean, if you connect the dots, this is very important. And as I said, the focus of this visit on the part of Islamabad is to ensure that somehow the peace that has been attained momentarily attained rather, this conflict is resolved, and that there is lasting peace and stability in the region, particularly when it comes to the Middle East and West Asia. Asia?
Thank you so much, Anas Mallick, for being with us live from Islamabad.